When you hear people talk about safety, you often hear terms like safety is a priority or safety is a value. Really, safety should be viewed as a value because values are life-lasting and priorities can change from moment to moment. The following is a story of Buck Rockafellow, who lost sight of his values for a moment and took a shortcut while he was working at height and took a fall. I bet you the company he was working for had policies and procedures that addressed working safely at heights. But Buck took that shortcut. While you're listening to the video, ask yourself, do you take shortcuts at work that could get you hurt?
I'm Buck Rockafellow. I was born and raised in Sky Valley. I worked in the trades for about 2 years as an ironworker. Got in an accident and went back to school, and now I'm in supervision for construction, and I've been doing that for about 9 years. So I was 22 years old when I had my accident. The accident occurred on June 8, 2000. I picked up the ironworking trade because my family's full of ironworkers. My grandfather, my father, and I got 2 uncles that are ironworkers. And the ironworking trade has always treated them well. They've always been working, and it's pretty good salary for it too. I was in the trade for 2 years when I had my accident. I worked in my uncle's fabrication shop throughout high school. And I feel like I've been in the trade my whole life because my family's been in the trade and retired since. Okay, so after high school, I went and played college baseball for 2 years. I was no longer good enough to play baseball. So I decided to get in the trade, and my family making a good living working iron, I figured I'd go and do the same. So June 8, 2000, I don't remember anything personally. I've been told many times by people what happened, so I feel like I know what happened, but I don't know, can't remember what happened. I was in the bolt-up crew. My cousin was in the raisin gang. He was my partner at the time. We were traveling together. He was on the 5th story. I was on the 3rd story. They called us down for lunch, and you can imagine what lunchtime is like. Everybody's hungry, ready for a break. I worked my way around the building, and took a long step. It wasn't a jump. It was a long step, about 1.5 feet is what I'm told. I unclipped for a second to take that step to get to my zoom boom, and when I unclipped, took that step, I stepped across onto some Q decking or pan decking. Those who know what that is, it's got a very oily film on it, and it was raining at the time, and my footing slipped. I fell and hit the ground, and my cousin was already down on the ground. He was on the other side of the crane, and he heard the tools hit, and he immediately knew it was me, and he come running over to me, and he actually gave me mouth to mouth. I broke 18 bones, collapsed the lung, broke my pelvic bone in 3 places, and dislocated 3 fingers. One was a compound dislocation. That really is the only thing that shows physically to me. The thing dealing with it was the mental aspect. Why me? And I still deal with that at times, but I'm pretty much over it. It took about 5 or 6 years to get over that, but the first 5 or 6 years was tough. My family was told by the doctors that I was a medical miracle. The first 4 days that I was in the hospital, my mother and father were told, we'll let you know how he is and how he's doing if he makes it through the night. I fell 33 feet, and I think the average height of the fall to cause death is roughly around 10 feet. And thinking back, now that I have a daughter of my own, the doctor is telling me that I don't know if your kid's going to make it through the night. Would be pretty tough. I was in the hospital for 5 weeks total. I think I was in ICU for 17 days. Was on the recovery floor for about 5 of those. And when I got to the rehab floor, I was told the guy next to me, in the room next to me, was a carpenter. And he had fallen 6 feet. Some temporary handrails given out, and he fell on his back. And he is paralyzed from the neck down. He has to move his wheelchair like Superman did, blown in the tube that's up to their mouth. And so I'd get out of bed, and my rehab at the time was just to walk around the hospital floor. And so I'd get out and I'd walk the opposite way of his room, So every time I come back to the room, I'd look at that guy and thinking how lucky that I am that I'd fallen 33 feet, and here this guy has fallen 6 feet, and he can't move his body at all. I think I work safer because my life was almost taken from me. I watch for people working safely because if they're not, I'd go up to them and say, "Hey, you know how fast life can be taken from you." Words of wisdom for anybody that wants to listen. Don't worry about the tomorrow, they worry about yesterday. And what I mean by that is live life by the second, not by the day, not by the week, not by the month, and not by the year. Life can be taken away from you in a second.